Rhea Ripley Breaks Silence on Possible WWE Storyline with Buddy Matthews. Rhea Ripley recently opened up about the unexpected magic she shares with Dominik and the intriguing possibility of one day teaming up with her real-life husband, Buddy Matthews, in WWE. While Ripley and Matthews are currently signed with different companies, Ripley being a dominant force in WWE and Matthews wrestling under AEW, her recent comments have sparked speculation about what the future might hold. In a candid conversation with Alan Owens Wrestling, Rhea Ripley reflected on her dynamic with Dominik Mysterio, which has become one of the most talked about and successful on-screen pairings in recent WWE history. She admitted that had someone suggested this partnership before it actually happened, she would have never believed it. The pairing seemed unlikely on paper, but once it unfolded on television, it felt completely natural. According to Ripley, everything just clicked between her and Dominik. Their chemistry developed organically, making the whole partnership feel authentic and effortless. That unpredictability is exactly what makes Ripley cautious about trying to forecast the future. She acknowledged that there are so many potential outcomes in the wrestling world, especially with how quickly things can change in the business. One of those possibilities is the idea of working alongside Buddy Matthews on WWE programming. She admitted she doesn't know if he'll ever return to WWE, but if he does, there's a chance they could do something on TV together. At the same time, she emphasized how uncertain everything is, leaving the door open without making any promises. Ripley said it's hard to tell what lies ahead, because she once thought something like working with Dominik would never happen, and yet here they are, having built one of the most unique and entertaining relationships in WWE. That's why she doesn't want to count anything out. It's not necessarily a plan, but more of a possibility she's willing to entertain. She admitted that she truly doesn't know if Matthews will come back to WWE, but if he ever does, then the option to work together is there. Anything could happen, and she seems open to whatever the future brings. What stands out the most in Ripley's reflections is the deep appreciation she has for the natural chemistry she shares with Dominik. She described their dynamic as something very special, an organic connection that didn't need to be forced or manufactured. She took on the role of the brute, the powerhouse, while Dominik played the sly, sneaky character. That contrast made for an entertaining and compelling team. Their personalities complement each other so well that it's hard to imagine another pairing replicating that kind of magic. Ripley acknowledged that she's unsure whether she could ever recreate that kind of chemistry with someone else. It wasn't something they planned, it just happened, and it worked. That's why she's hesitant to try to force that kind of dynamic again. In fact, she said if there's anyone she could potentially create something similar with, it would be her husband. But even then, there's no guarantee. The kind of spark she found with Dominik is rare, and trying to artificially replicate it might not work the same way. It's interesting to note that Buddy Matthews himself has not ruled out a return to WWE. He has expressed interest in potentially working with Rhea Ripley if the opportunity presents itself. Given their real-life relationship and shared wrestling experience, fans have long speculated about what a Ripley-Matthews on-screen pairing might look like. Matthews' statement only adds fuel to the speculation, suggesting that it's something he would be open to, provided the circumstances are right. If Matthews were to return to WWE, the creative possibilities would be endless. Fans would see an intense, dominant couple with in-ring chemistry and a real-life bond, something that could bring a different flavor to WWE programming. The blend of their shared wrestling backgrounds, hard-hitting styles, and chemistry outside the ring could make for an explosive team, either as allies or even as opponents in a complex storyline. However, the big question is whether they could create the same kind of magic that Ripley currently enjoys with Dominik. What makes the dynamic between Ripley and Dominik so special is its unexpectedness. Dominik, initially viewed by many as a soft-spoken and inexperienced star living in the shadow of his father, underwent a transformation once he teamed up with Ripley. Their partnership not only elevated his character, but also allowed Ripley to showcase a different side of her own persona. As a pair, they brought out the best in each other, creating a bond that feels natural and emotionally authentic on screen. This success wasn't planned. It evolved through time, trial, and the performer's genuine commitment to making the storyline work. That's not an easy thing to reproduce. While Ripley is open to working with Buddy Matthews in WWE, she's clearly aware that trying to recreate something as organic as what she has with Dominik could be risky. It might work, but it might also fall flat if the chemistry doesn't translate in the same way. Ripley's perspective is grounded in reality. She understands that chemistry isn't something you can force. It either exists or it doesn't. And for her, what she shares with Dominik was lightning in a bottle, a unique mix of timing, character development, and personal chemistry that just worked. That's why she's hesitant to commit to trying the same formula with someone else, even if that someone is her husband. In the ever-evolving world of professional wrestling, the lines between reality and storytelling often blur. Fans love to see real-life couples working together on screen, and in some cases, it works beautifully. In others, it can feel forced or unnatural. With Ripley and Dominik, fans saw a storyline that defied expectations and became one of the most captivating arcs in WWE. That unpredictability, the fact that no one saw it coming, is what made it so special. So when Ripley talked about the potential of working with Buddy Matthews, she's not rejecting the idea, but she's also not trying to recreate the past. She understands that each dynamic is different. What she had with Dominik was one kind of magic. What she might have with Buddy could be something entirely new, if it ever happens. Her openness to the idea, paired with a clear understanding of the unique nature of her current chemistry with Dominik, shows maturity and a strong sense of creative awareness. She's not looking to replace what she has with Dominik. Instead, she's acknowledging that if Matthews ever comes back to WWE, they could explore something new. But she's also realistic. There's no guarantee it would work in the same way. This mindset reflects a broader theme in wrestling. Not every great performer combination can be replicated. Some stories, characters, and relationships come together in ways that can't be duplicated. That's what Ripley and Dominik have shown. Their bond has transformed both of their careers and captivated fans across the world. And Ripley's awareness of how rare and valuable that is adds depth to her consideration of what could come next. For now, Ripley continues to thrive alongside Dominik as part of the Judgment Day, a faction that has helped elevate multiple stars within WWE. Whether Buddy Matthews returns or not remains uncertain, but Ripley's comments have at least opened the door for speculation and possibility. And Ripley's awareness of how rare and valuable that is adds depth to her consideration of what could come next. For now, Ripley continues to thrive alongside Dominik as part of the Judgment Day, a faction that has helped elevate multiple stars within WWE. Whether Buddy Matthews returns or not remains uncertain, but Ripley's comments have at least opened the door for speculation and possibility.